Good morning. Good morning. Hi, cubies and newbies. I am Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. Formula A is 4 moves. Formula B is 8 moves. That's all you need to solve every complexity Rubik's Cube. Formula A brings a piece to the top. Formula B moves 3 pieces around. And that's all you ever need to do. You'll notice there's no parity algorithm. That's because parities are a lie. We don't have to play with them unless we want to. Let's see. There's a 1x1 novelty item. So who do we have here today? Romper, Bumper, Stumper, do. Tell me, do. Romper Room. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Today's Tuesday, so I started working on the corners yesterday. Got distracted with some play instead. I like chatting more than I love monologuing, and I like teaching more than I love demonstrating. So feel free to interrupt me with questions or comments or suggestions, or and we will get going. But cubing is my passion. Teaching cubing is just about the funnest thing that I can do, because it is so delightful to see someone's face light up when they think that they couldn't do it, and suddenly it starts falling into place before their eyes. When I teach, I specialize. This is not a fewest moves method. This is not a speed solve method. I specialize in teaching non-cubers or beginners how to conceptualize the cube instead of just memorizing algorithms, so that you can start to intuit it. It works on every complexity cube. Works on some other cubes as well. This is a Whit-Eden 3x3x9. Can we focus? Focus. There we go. Whit-Eden 3x9. Where those minor be adapted. There's a minor adaptation for this one, but still Formula A, Formula B also works on every complexity Minx. Formula A again brings piece to the top. Formula B or up. Formula B moves 3 pieces around. There's no order of operations on the cubes, but I do corners first and then edges, so that if there's a parity, you can undo the parity without having to redo the centers. The Formula A, there's an order of operations on the mixes, and that you want to do the star parts before you do the non-star parts, because to do the star parts, one of your 2 columns for Formula B is the center right here, the center column, which has the effect of moving ancillary pieces as well. So if you do the star parts will move non-star parts. Moving star parts will move non-star parts. But you can move the non-star parts without moving the center, so you do the star parts first. Formula A, you can do Formula A or B for pretty much everything. You can do Formula A for the entirety of the centers of the whites and the first 5 bold colors, and you can do Formula A for the star parts of the last half of the cube. But everything else has to be B, and you can do B for everything you can do A with, except for twisting the corners around. That's getting boring. Okay. Who do we have today? Who has joined me today? Hi, you guys. How are you guys doing? Hey, listen, someone suggested that I get a better Megaminx, and so I wanted to show you the Megaminxes that I have, and have you guys tell me which are the better ones, and which are the ones that are really just for display. Okay, so this is the one that I have been using. This is, I don't know which kind it is, but I guess it's standard. This one visually matches my Terra Minx with the indentations on the pieces, which I kind of like that. I don't know if it's the same brand or not. This is Focus. Euxin. This one doesn't say. So I've got this one, which is just basically stickered. Yeah. And then this one, which is plastic. I've got this one, which is, it's the same thing, but it's more of a circular pattern. This is, see if I can focus it, EVGEMY. This one has some more shape to it. Okay, and this one is the same thing, but less in your face about it. So these are the 5 ones that I have. Do you guys have any? Do you guys have any knowledge of minxes and which ones are better? Are any of them better than the other? None of them are magnetic. And then of course I have the Gigaminx and Terraminx and whatever the 2x2 is called. I have that as well. So these, I did not purchase these new. I was on Mercari, and there was some people were selling lots of Rubik's cubes, and I just bought a few lots of them. And these came. Mostly I've just, because they're all the same. Mostly I just have them on display. But if you guys have any insider information on which is the better cube, or should I table them all and go buy a better one? And if so, what's the best brand? What's the best brand for them? Because I kind of sort of want to just make them all match this one, match my Euxin. But if you guys think another brand is better, do let me know. So those are my minxes that I play with. Generally, I take them out when my grandbabies are around, and they will just scramble them all for me. All right, back to cubing. Do 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 do. All right. Okay. No order of operations. You can do it any order you want to. However, I treat all of my cubes the exact same way, which means all of them have corners. Have 8 corners, so that's what I'm going to do first on each of my cubes is 8 corners, and then this one will be done, and the rest of them we will have determined by the corners being correct, a correct place for all of the other pieces to land, meaning that we don't have to deal with a reductionist method. Now, this, like I said, this is not a speed solve method. It's certainly not the fastest or shortest moves, but it's the easiest one that works on all of the sizes of cubes. So that's my claim to fame. So your cube has 8 corners. Each corner has 3 colors. Find a color, and I always choose yellow, because yellow works conveniently on all of my cubes, even the non-standard ones. So they all have the yellow is convenient on all of my cubes. I don't use white because some white cubes have black stickers and some black cubes have white stickers. So there's not always a white on the cube, even if it is standard color rotation. So I pick a color and I start with yellow. Anyone want to race? I don't feel like demonstrating today. I want to have a show and tell. This is my mirror cube, 5x5 mirror cube. I don't know who did this. This is not commercially available. Somebody 3D printed these and put them on a standard 5x5. So I do not believe this is commercially available, but I would love to have one that's magnetic, because the thing that I dislike most about this is that it's very hard. we are spoiled nowadays because we have magnetic cubes. But back in the day, you couldn't. There was no corner twisting. There was no finger tricks. Everything had to be lined up precisely in order to make the turn, and the turn took 2 hands. So the thing about this is that because there's so many slices, it's hard to get them all lined up in order to turn. So if I had one of these that was magnetic, would snap into place when it's actually, that wouldn't work because it's a, but my GAN is magnetic, so yes, it would work. It'd have to work. So they didn't line up, so I didn't have to try to finagle things into place. So this is fun. I don't do it very often because it takes me forever. I get bored. What else do I have? This is the cube book that I bought. Not the actual book, but the same printing that I bought at the corner drugstore, corner 7-Eleven. It's by James Jean Norris. The Simple Solution to Rubik's Cubes. And this was written before we had a standardized notation. You can see that R plus is the right face a quarter turn clockwise, and R minus is the right face quarter turn counterclockwise. That's great if you... And this is the one that was written by Jeffrey Varasano wrote this, and he was the first cube record setter. He won the first competition, and again, it's before standardized notation. He helped name them color cubes. Here's a cube. He did it patterns instead of colors in here. Cube inside of a cube. For the super expert, note that this pattern cannot be made on the opposite side of the cube. About the author. There we go. Is 15 years old. I believe he was 16 when he won the world's record, set the world's record, but I'm not sure. This was before this one was written before speed cubing was a thing. You'll notice that other games to play, speed cubing is listed as another game to play, and it says depending on how long, it says 20 minutes. If 20 minutes is a whiz, 10 minutes speed demon, 5 minutes expert, 3 minutes master of the cube. You'll probably need to memorize the solutions to become an MC. If you use the expert shortcuts and memorize them, you can do even better. World class is under a minute. Helps have a very flexible cube and good technique. I thought that I was really cool because I was down to 3 minutes before the first world record. I watched it on TV. And I was completely intimidated. Alright, so pick a color. Yellow. Here's a yellow. The cube that I've selected, the corner cube that I've selected, is correct because I selected it, and being the cubist, I am all powerful, as are you. So the rest of the cube is going to match this corner, and we used to work around the centers because the center is stable. That stopped being relevant when the 4x4 came out, but we're humans, we don't change things unless there's a reason to. So we still work around, you guys still work around the centers today. I work around the corners. So here's a yellow. I look at this, I'm holding it in my hand under my left thumb. I'm looking at the front of the cube as if it's a spreadsheet with rows and columns. And I'm looking at the cube that's under my right thumb, corner cube under my right thumb, to see if it has a yellow on it. If it does, then formula A will bring it to the top to match this side. We're only bringing yellow to the top. We don't care about the other colors of the corners, just yellow for right now. So this does not have a yellow, so I look underneath it, and this one does not have a yellow. If either one of these two have a yellow, formula A will bring it to the top because it switches these around and twists them as it does. But if there's not, then I rotate the bottom row by a quarter turn, keeping the cube stable until I find a yellow. Now, formula A will bring it to the top. And yes, you can do a bunch of shortcutting as you go along if you want to, but In fact, so find a cube. If there's a here or here is yellow, then formula A will bring it to the top. So bottom row, right column, actions taking place in this column. So we start by moving our desired piece away from the action. It wants to land here, so I'm bringing the space down. I want to move it into the space and then cubing the space back up again. It's on the top layer, but not the top face, so I keep going. More formula A until it comes to the top. And when it comes to the top, we pause, slide the top so that this corner is now protected by my left thumb, and we work out this one. Again, as long as there's yellow here or here, formula A will bring it to the top. Okay. Yellow's on top. Do the same thing for these ones as well. There's a yellow. There's no yellow here, but there is a yellow here somewhere, so formula A will bring it to the top. I have a pyramid that's coming to me because you guys have always asked me how the pyramid works with my ABCube method, and I've said I don't have one, so I'm not sure. I have one coming to me, so I'll be able to get back to you guys on that. So there's no yellow here or here, but now there is. So that'll be fun. And I started a list of other cube toys, cube puzzles that I should try. Yellow's on top. Okay. Here's a yellow. This one's white. This one's yellow. Formula A will bring it to the top. When it's on top, slide it out of the way to preserve it. Keep going with this one. There's a yellow. So formula A brings it to the top. This is not. One of the criticisms I get is that this is boring. Well, yes, that's one of it. That's not a bug. That's a design. It's a design element. Because this is, I teach non-cubers who think they can't learn because the algorithms are hard to memorize. And when you learn an algorithm, not only do you have to memorize the algorithm, both in your head with the letters and also with your hands, but you have to memorize the algorithm, and then you have to memorize which each algorithm is for, because every algorithm is for a different thing, and then you have to memorize which order to use which algorithm so you're not messing up the things that went before it. And this one is not like that, because formula A doesn't, and formula B, they only move the pieces you want to move, so you're not messing up anything else of your cube. If I'm working on the corners, my edges stay the way they are. So here's a yellow. No yellow here, no yellow here. Slide the bottom. Here's yellow there. Formula A will bring it to the top. So whether I can use formula A or formula B at the beginning of the solve or at the end of the solve, and it doesn't alter, it doesn't change anything, because like I said, so here's a white, here's a white, here's a white, there's a yellow. Yellow's on top, slide out of the way. There's a yellow here. Until the yellow comes to the top. Okay, yellow came to the top on all of these, and here's the thing. Once your active color is on the top, that then is time to assess. And then what I mean by assess is each corner has 3 colors, not just one, and so at this point in time, one of 3 things has happened. When you look at the sides of the corners, either to see whether they match to each other, either all of the sides will match, none of them will match, or one side will match. For example, here, orange equals orange, but blue does not equal red, green does not equal blue, red does not equal green. So here we have one side that matches. Here, red does not equal orange, blue does not equal green, red does not equal orange, blue does not equal green. So on this side, none of them match. So this is one side matches, this is none. Let's look at this one. Green does not equal blue, orange does not equal red. So this is another one that none of them match. Okay. And this one, another one that none of them match. Sometimes, and most of the time, you'll get one side that matches. If none of them match, then I'm going to do the same thing on all 4 of these cubes. The difference being is that when one side matches, I have to hold that facing away from me. And when none of them match, it doesn't matter how I hold it to begin with. But after, I'm going to do formula B, which is going to move pieces around, and then we're going to do formula A to bring the yellow back to the top. And when I do, each one of these will have advanced to the next stage. So the one with no colors that match will then have one color that matches. The one that one color match will then have all four sides are matching. So matching faces away, and I'm going to do formula B. So this piece is going to stay the same. These two pieces are going to move. So I move this away, and I move this first up, move it back second up, away first down, and back second down. Okay, and then I'm just going to go right into formula A to bring it back to the top. Do do do. I average about a minute and a half using this method. Right, all sides match now. Okay, and these ones that have no sides match, I'm going to do it, and then they're going to have, I'll have one side that match. So again, no side matches. Slide first up, slide second up, slide first down, slide second down, and this stayed the same. These three moved, only three corners moved. I'm going to do formula A to bring them back to the top. Now it's hard to see what's actually happening when the cube is scrambled, so it's always a good idea. It's always fun to do your algorithm or your pattern or your whatever on a solid cube, on a solved cube, so you can see exactly what's happening. So for the formula A on a solved cube, out, down, in, up. Okay, these two pieces switch places, as did other pieces. We don't care about those. Out, down, in, up. They switched again, and in doing so, twisted. So if I have a twisted cube, then this is how to undo it, is with formula A. And then I would move it out of the way and work on a different column. 3, 4, 5, 6. Back to solved. Okay, formula B is up, up, down, down. And what you're seeing is these three corners moved, but only three pieces ever move at a time. Okay, once has the effect of going clockwise, twice has the effect of going counterclockwise, and once more we'll put them back the way they were to begin. So having done this one, now we have one side that matches. Face it away, formula B again. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. If you've just joined me, hi, welcome. I am Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. Formula A is 4 moves, formula B is 8 moves. That's all you need to solve every complexity Rubik's Cube. Parity algorithms parodies are a lie. You no longer need to play with them unless you want to. So parity algorithms are entirely optional, as opposed to you must now memorize one in order to solve a 4x4. No, you can do the entirety of your cube using just formula A and just formula B. It's not a speed solve method. Whoopsie. Oh, my book is falling down. It's not speed solving, but it's very, very easy to learn. Corners match the front. The typical, most of the people that I teach, are, someone will see me with my cube, and they'll say, wow, can you do that? Really? That looks big, that looks hard. Like I usually walk around with my 7x, and I'll say, oh no, I can teach you to do it. And they're like, oh, my brother tried to teach me, my cousin can do it, I can't learn. I've tried, and I'm like, come over to my house, we'll play. And inside of 2 hours, they've taken a picture of the poster on my wall, which is just these two algorithms, these two formulas, and they walk away with one of my cubes. And you see what I did? I got distracted and I forgot what I was doing. There it is. Okay. So corners match the front. no side matches. So generally, when I teach in real life, 2 1-hour sessions a week apart. That's about, that's as long as the brain can focus. So I spend the first hour just teaching them corners. We do Formula A until they're really comfortable with Formula A. We'll bring yellow to the top, and I'm like, great, now do the same thing for blue. Now do the same thing. Now scramble it and do it again. Okay, so now, having done B and A, now one side's going to match. Hold it to the back and keep going. So I do Formula A until they're really comfortable with Formula A. They know it. And then I add Formula B, and we go right back to Formula A, of course. And then so I'm like, great, okay. So we spend the first hour just working on corners, and then I'll lend them a cube, and whichever size cube they want. Oh, okay, yellow's on top, and the corners match. And so the next thing to do, now that the first 4 corners are done, is we're going to abandon them, ignore them, and we're going to work on the second 4 corners. Okay, so yellows go face down, and now we're going to work on the second 4 corners. We're going to abandon our yellows because they're going to take care of themselves. As we work on the whites, we're going to see the yellows back dancing around, and if you look at them prematurely, you're going to say, oh, I messed up the yellows, I got to start over. But no, you don't, because Formula A and Formula B does not mess up does not affect anything but the pieces you're trying to affect. So we're bringing the color opposite yellow is white. If you don't know that, you just have to look at the now top 4 corners and see what color they have in common. And as a hint, it's not one touching the yellows, so it's white. So this one is white. We're going to keep these 2 already here, so we're going to preserve these. And I'm going to use Formula A to, now I don't have to look to see whether it's on one of these 2 corners because I already know it's on the top. We've already established that. My books are falling over. There we go. So Formula A will bring my white to the top. And I'm going to do Formula A in this orientation until the white is on top on all 4 of my corners. So when the white comes to the top, it'll be a multiple of 2. I pause, and I keep the cube stable, slide the top out of the way to preserve it, and continue with the next corner that does need to be twisted. And I keep doing it until the whites are on top. You don't have to know this, but it's going to be a multiple of 6, which means that the bottom is not going to be touched. So, and then I look, so white's on top. As with the yellow, I check the sides. This red equals red, blue does not equal orange. So the side that matches faces away. I do Formula B, up, up, down, down, and then right into Formula A to bring the white back to the top. And the Formula A and the Formula B, as long as I haven't twisted the cube or done the arrow in the wrong direction, but when the white comes to the top again, my yellows will still be the way they wanted to be, still be happy to each other. So the first 4 corners are still happy, the second 4 corners are happy. If the top and bottom match, you're done with corners. If not, rotate the top until they match, and boom, that's done. Again, yellow goes face down. There's no white on top. If there was, I'd preserve it. Otherwise, I'm just going to do Formula A until white's on top on all of these. So out, down, and up. Okay, pause. Hold the cube stable. Slide the top over. And keep going. More Formula A. Pause. Slide. Keep going with my Formula A. And you don't have to count, but it will be a multiple of 6 because of how the cube is, because the cube is inherently honest. Okay, so white's on top, sides match. Okay, like I said, when you bring the active color to the top, either all of them will match, none of them will, or one of them will. And this one we happen to have all of them matching. So slide the top until it matches the bottom, and boom, that one's done. Again, yellow face down. Bring the whites. Hold the cube. I'm going to hold the cube stable until the white's on top on all 4 corners. Pause. Slide to preserve. Keep going. pause, slide, keep going. Do, do, do. Pause, slide, keep going. Okay, white's on top, yellows are still happy. Green does not equal red, blue equals blue, the other sides don't match, so it's blue, facing away, and formula B, slide up, slide down, okay? And formula A to bring the white back to the top. Oops, okay, pause, keep going, slide. And as promised, now the sides match each other. Rotate the top until the top and bottom match, and that's done. So, yellow face down, last time. Here's a white, bring the whites to the top. As I said, this works on every cube, every Meeks. I'm going to be trying it on the pyramid shortly, this week. And if there's any other cubes you guys want me to try it on, let me know, and either wait for me to buy it or send me one yourself, and I will solve it, and that will be fun. Okay, so corners match now. First four still match. Slide the top until they match top and bottom, and so like I said, the corners are now done on the on the 2x2. That's all there is to it. On the rest of the cubes, those corners now dictate what color each face is going to be. So on the, if you have an absolute center, now's a good time to place it. And you can just intuit it into place, but if you don't want to intuit it into place because you've already have some of your edges are correct and you want to keep them, then all you do is you find a piece that wants to go to the top. Here's the center, it wants to go up here. And again, I can muscle it into place, or I can apply formula B to this piece, formula A to this piece, which is this row, this column, and I move it away, down, space down, cube into the space, and cube into space back up again. Okay, so now that's done. So that's the corners done. And then I would, like I said, I'd send them home. They'd come back in a week. And if it was a 3x3 cube that they took, they all came back with a question, because if they didn't have a question, they'd just keep scrambling and solving it again. So they get to where, whoops, I don't know how to do this one, and then they'd pause and come back and ask me. The question was invariably the last two pieces they weren't sure how to do. Now on a 3x3, you can't get a parity, but what they would come back with is two pieces, these two pieces, in the right spot, but they both need to be flipped. And so I would demonstrate the way to flip that is you flip these two pieces will flip. You throw a piece into the piece that's wrong, bring it to the front, and then place it correctly, and that switches two edge pieces at a time. And if it was a larger cube, what they would come back with is a parity. And so I would demonstrate the parity because parity is a lie. There's always three pieces. Formula B always moves three pieces around. If you only see two pieces that need to move, the third piece that you do not see is literally the third piece that you do not see, and which means it's the physical, tangible slice that touches the parity is 1/4 turn off. You can't tell because the edge pieces can be placed visually in any position, but not necessarily correctly. So the only way to know if your center is a 1/4 turn off is if you have a parity. And so fix that, make a single 1/4 turn on that slice, parity disappears, poof, all gone. Alrighty. If you've just joined me, I'm Sunshine. Thank you for spending your morning with me. So I send them home with that, and then as I'm sending them home for the first week, I'd say, well, by the way, I just showed you formula A and B is all you need, but wait, you can adapt formula B by just changing which columns you're using. Because the outside columns moves corners, outside inside will move an edge piece, and two inside pieces will move a center piece. So play with that. And like I said, they would come back with either two pieces flipped or a parity slice, a parity run. And I show them that, and then we just play with the cube for the next hour, and they go away confident they can pick up. It's funny. I'll be somewhere like at church or whatever, and someone will say, "Hey, can you do that?" And I can do better than that, and I'll walk over to someone I've already taught. I'll just drop it into the cube into their hands, and without batting an eye, oh, look, there's a cube, and then they'll just continue their conversation, but they'll just start solving the cube as they're doing it, because it doesn't even take focus. It's just because it's just the same thing. It's it's just the same pattern over and over again. So I see I can I can teach others to solve it. I can solve it by proxy. I don't even have to touch the cube to solve the cube. So that's the corners. I usually do them on Monday. I did it on Tuesday today because I got distracted with the show and tell yesterday. Last chance to give me an opinion on my minxes that I have. Someone had suggested I buy a better minx, and so these are the ones that I have. Are any of these favorites or not? And if not, should I just table them all and buy a Euxin, because that's what this one is. So, anyone have any opinions on the minxes that I have? This one's easier to grip because it's bumpy. This one looks more unique because it's circly, but it's the same internal workings. I like the grip on this one, and this is the one I've been using that someone said get a better one. So I don't know what brands these are except for this one. This one has a sticker on it. Okay. No opinions? Okay. All right. Thank you for joining me. I'm gonna go take care of my kitty cat now. Everybody, all of you, go have a wonderful day. Walk in the sun if you can. Walk in the rain if you can't walk in the sun. And drink some water. Be nice to yourself. Be happy. And I'll be back here tomorrow. Hi, first time chatter. Okay, hi, Entity Sparks. You waited until I was leaving to say hi. Afraid I was going to call you out. Hi, how did you find me? Did you just searching for Rubik's Cube here on Twitch, or did you come from YouTube? Trying to see what the icon is that you have. Anyway, thanks for saying hi. Appreciate you. Come back, play with me if you want to. I am set up on weekends to do a Zoom capture, so we can see each other's cubes, and I can walk you through it. So if you have a non-cuber friend who wants to learn, or if you want to help me with your cube, demonstrate how this works on different cubes, you're welcome to do that. I also cube. I was just watching, being a bit interested. I speed solve it. This was neat. So you speed solve. You're probably most people who speed solve are under 20 seconds. What's your average? If you don't mind my asking. I exclusively use intuition and this method, the ABCube method, and so I am about an average. I average about a minute and a half. Which that's the first thing anyone asks me, cuber or non-cubers. Oh, how fast are you? Because we've established 15 seconds or so. That's just amazing. Anytime your hands are moving faster than I can follow, for me, it's just magical. So, yeah. So if you have any non-cuber friends, bring them my way. A lot of times, I found, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I have found that not a whole lot of people teach the cube. If someone says, "Hey, will you teach me?" It's like, "Hey, go watch so and so on YouTube," and then come back. So I just enjoy teaching. I don't enjoy teaching in general. What I do enjoy is the delight in people's eyes when they suddenly, because they look at it and it's just intimidating to them. And so, oh, thank you so much. All right, I am going to go now. Thank you for saying hi. Like I said, all of you go have a wonderful day, and I'll be back here tomorrow. Come join me again if you want to. Bye.